AEW World Tag Team Champions and Executive Vice Presidents, the Young Bucks, will be returning to New Japan Pro Wrestling next year in the Tokyo Dome at the Wrestle Dynasty pay-per-view. The president of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Hiroshi Tanahashi, announces his retirement tour with his final match taking place on January 4th, 2026 at Wrestle Kingdom 20. Zack Sabre Jr. is the brand new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, defeating Tetsuya Naito for the title today. WWE superstar Shinsuke Nakamura is on his way back to Pro Wrestling. No, I'll let you know who he's going to face off against. An update on the future of Bryan Danielson after his full-time retirement at the Wrestle Dream pay-per-view this past weekend. We've got a mask versus hair challenge in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and the date and location for Battle in the Valley has been confirmed. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with the AEW World Tag Team Champions and Executive Vice Presidents of the organization, the Young Bucks, making their return to New Japan Pro Wrestling for the first time since 2019. At New Japan King of Pro Wrestling 2024, AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, have announced their return to Japan. At AEW Wrestle Dream, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson of the Young Bucks defeated Private Party to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships, a result that we'll talk about in just a second. However, they continued their reign that they began in April when they defeated FTR for the titles at AEW Dynasty. At the New Japan King of Pro Wrestling event on October 14th, a pre-recorded video aired with the Young Bucks announcing they will return to New Japan Pro Wrestling for the first time since 2019 on January 5th, 2025 at Wrestle Dynasty in the Tokyo Dome. Now, of course, Wrestle Dynasty will be a co-promotional event the day after Wrestle Kingdom 19 that will feature New Japan, AEW, Stardom, CMLL, as well as Ring of Honor. So the EVPs are going to be at that event. Will they still be the AEW World Tag Team Champions? Of course, time will only tell. But if some people had their way, they wouldn't be the champions coming out of Wrestle Dream. Now, Wrestle Dream saw its fair share of new champions crowned in AEW, but it seems there were those in the company pushing for a shock title switch. Jon Moxley, of course, ended Wrestle Dream as the new AEW World Champion as he put Bryan Danielson to sleep. Danielson's full-time in-ring career has come to an end as a result of the loss, and the Blackpool Combat Club looked to put the American Dragon out permanently with a vicious post-match assault. Will Ospreay failed to hold on to the AEW International Championship as Kyle Fletcher betrayed his friend to side with Don Callis once and for all, allowing Konosuke Takeshita to win the title. Mariah May held on to her AEW Women's World title, while Mark Briscoe, Jack Perry and the Young Bucks also successfully defended their gold on the show. But none of those bouts were subject to certainly fierce debate behind the scenes, apart from one. Fightful Select is reporting that there were those within AEW pushing for Private Party to dethrone the Young Bucks as the AEW Tag Team Champions in what would have been certainly the biggest shock of the evening. The two teams' history had been played up in the build-up to the match, with plenty of mentions of Private Party's shock victory over the Jackson brothers in 2019. Of course, as we know, as you can see right there in that pre-recorded video, it was the Bucks who retained their titles, but do you think they should have gone in that direction? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Now, a big announcement today when it comes to the future, or lack thereof, of Hiroshi Tanahashi, certainly inside the squared circle. At the New Japan King of Pro Wrestling 2024 event, former multi-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion Hiroshi Tanahashi has announced his retirement tour. Hiroshi Tanahashi has been a mainstay for New Japan Pro Wrestling for the past 25 years and became the president of the company in late 2023. Tanahashi celebrated his 25-year anniversary at the New Japan King of Pro Wrestling on October 14th. The Ace teamed with Shota Umino and El Phantasmo to defeat the House of Torture. Post-match, Tanahashi made a huge announcement. The New Japan president announced that he will wrestle the final match of his legendary career on January 4th, 2026 at Wrestle Kingdom 20. 2025 will be the final year of his career, similar to John Cena, of course. Hiroshi Tanahashi is a former 8-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion and widely regarded as the greatest New Japan wrestler of all time. Now, if we get any more details on opponents, plans, or anything of that nature for his final year as a pro wrestler in 2025, of course, we'll let you know in an upcoming video. wasn't the only big story coming out of New Japan Pro Wrestling today. We have a brand new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. It's the dawn of a new era in New Japan Pro Wrestling, as Zack Sabre Jr. is the brand new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion after defeating Tetsuya Naito at King of Pro Wrestling 2024. Of course, earlier this year, Sabre Jr. became the first British wrestler to win the G1 Climax tournament, and he decided to buck the trend of waiting until Wrestle Kingdom to get his IWGP World Heavyweight title shot by requesting his match for New Japan's annual October event at the Sumo Hall. The two men had wrestled a total of 12 times before King of Pro Wrestling's main event, with Naito having the better record of 7 victories to Sabre Jr.'s 5. Considering the challenger beat Naito on his way to winning the G1 Climax earlier this year, no one in attendance knew which way the match was going to go. After nearly 25 minutes of action that saw both men dig deep into their respective bag of tricks, it was Sabre Jr. who came out victorious after slamming Naito down for the 3 count. The TMDK frontman is the first Englishman to win New Japan's top prize since Will Ospreay in 2021, and will now walk into the Tokyo Dome on January 4th, 2025 as the champion, with his challenger still to be decided. After the match, Sabre Jr. and Naito came face to face, with the fallen champion clearly angling for a rematch sometime down the line. Sabre Jr. said that Naito had nothing to worry about, as he doesn't plan on leaving Japan for the rest of his career. The new champion will now have a few days off before enjoying a big homecoming when he travels to the United Kingdom for this weekend's Rev Pro's Global Wars and New Japan's Royal Quest 4 events. Now, speaking of Japanese wrestling, a big announcement today when it comes to WWE superstar Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura is set to return to Pro Wrestling Noah on New Year's Day. Nakamura will face Ulka Sakazaki in a highly anticipated singles match on January 1st, 2025 at Noah the New Year. This marks Nakamura's first appearance for Noah since January 2023, when he famously defeated the Great Muta, Keiji Muto, as part of Muta's retirement tour. The announcement of Nakamura's return was made during Pro Wrestling Noah's October 14th event at Korakuen Hall in Tokyo. Now, despite an active year, Nakamura has struggled with a disappointing 3-38 record, though the majority of these matches have been non-televised. Earlier this year, he headlined a major feud with Cody Rhodes, which included an intense street fight and bull rope match. Nakamura also made multiple unsuccessful challenges for the Universal and United States titles. Throughout the year, Nakamura has faced top talent such as LA Knight, Sheamus, Ilya Dragunov, and Sami Zayn. Additionally, he's represented WWE on international events across Japan, Germany, and Europe, but he hasn't been seen much on WWE television. Now, Bryan Danielson, just what is the future of the American Dragon now in pro wrestling? Well, we know it's not a full-time future, but what about a part-time future? Of course, Bryan Danielson took on Jon Moxley at AEW Wrestle Dream 2024 and, unfortunately, fell short of the mark, losing the match, his World Championship, and full-time wrestling career in the process. Since then, backstage reports have claimed that Danielson is legitimately hurt and will take some time off to finally get surgery for his neck injury, and it's unknown if and when he'll return to the ring, considering that he's not fully retired from competition, just on a full-time basis. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer shared his opinion on what the veteran's next step could possibly be. Quote, "We've seen a lot of guys come back from neck surgery," Meltzer recalled. "I mean, he's been talking about this for a long time and knew this day was going to come." Meltzer added that seeing the match play out ended up making him sad, mainly because he's watched Danielson his entire career, which many fans have echoed on social media. Quote, "I think he'll be on TV at some point again," Meltzer added, further noting that if Danielson does wrestle with AEW again, his matches should be solely reserved for pay-per-views and not television. At this stage, Danielson has yet to personally comment on what seems to have been his final match as a full-time wrestler, but the veteran might address everything down the line at some point. Ahead of the pay-per-view, Danielson admitted he's mentally in a good space, explaining that this situation is different than his forced retirement years ago. However, he is pretty banged up and will need time off to get surgery and heal. So what are your thoughts when it comes to the future or lack thereof of Bryan Danielson? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, a big mask versus hair match is in the future of New Japan Pro Wrestling, as Mystico has issued a big challenge. Hiromu Takahashi bested Mystico in the opening contest of the New Japan King of Wrestling, submitting him with a standing figure 4. After the match, Mystico challenged Hiromu to face him in a mask versus hair match. The bout is yet to be confirmed or anything like that. Mystico and Hiromu are 1-1-1 against each other in their 3 single bouts. If we get confirmation on the match in the future, we'll of course let you know. And finally, Battle in the Valley is coming up once again in the early part of next year. New Japan will return to the Valley. New Japan Pro Wrestling has announced that New Japan's Battle in the Valley will take place on January 11, 2025. The event will be held at the San Jose Civic in San Jose, California. Of course, this has become a bit of a regular staple for New Japan Pro Wrestling. New Japan has held Battle in the Valley in San Jose for 3 of the past 4 years. 2025 will mark the second straight year the event will take place in January. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to join the membership. Click the join button and join the WN365 roster. And I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.